Welcome back to Grim Advice with Gretta Myers. You've entered the grimoire with 2 M's. Let's turn another page. No page turning today. Together. Also, I thought I recognized this one. However, I lied. I've read a different one with the word the key term, because I'd read the Nixie in the mill pond. This is the Water Nixie. Apparently, they're 2 different stories. I'm not even sure that the Nixie in the mill pond is grim. We'll find out eventually. It'll be fun. Alright. Without further ado, the Water Nixie, which is also really short, so we'll see how long this video is. A little brother and sister were once playing by a well, and while they were thus playing, they both fell in. A Water Nixie lived down below who said, "Now I have got you, now you shall work hard for me," and carried them off with her. She gave the girl dirty, tangled flax to spin, and she had to fetch water in a bucket with a hole in it, and the boy had to hew down a tree with a blunt axe, and they got nothing to eat but dumplings as hard as stones. Then at last the children became so impatient that they waited until one Sunday, when the Nixie was at church, and ran away. But when the church was over, the Nixie saw that the birds had flown and followed them with great strides. The children saw her from afar, and the girl threw a brush behind her which formed an immense hill of bristles, with thousands and thousands of spikes, over which the Nixie was forced to scramble with great difficulty. At last, however, she got over. When the children saw this, the boy threw behind him a comb, which made a great hill of combs, with 1,000 times 1,000 teeth. But the Nixie managed to get herself steady on them, and at last crossed over that. Then the girl threw behind her a looking-glass, which formed a hill of mirrors, and was so slippery that it was impossible for the Nixie to cross it. Then she thought, "I will go home quickly and fetch my axe," and cut the hill of glass in half. Long before she returned, however, and had hewn through the glass, the children had escaped to a great distance, and Water Nixie was obliged to retreat to her well again. Huh. Okay, let me explain briefly what a Nixie is to my vague understanding. It's like a siren, like a mermaid, yeah, except they got legs. So, think like a hag. You know, like witch who lives in the woods and swamps and eats children. Plus a mermaid siren thing. So they live in the water and they like children for slaves or eating. As far as my understanding goes. I'm no expert on this subject, but I had to look it up a couple times. So, I think it's interesting that the Nixie went to church, but that's just me. Never give up. Like, the kids are like, they could have just submitted and be like, yeah, that's it, we're just gonna live and do the slave work for forever. But then they didn't. They weren't complacent, so they didn't. And even though the Nixie starts chasing them, they're like, nope, we're gonna figure our way out of this. And they weren't complacent. And so they went forward and did the thing. Yeah. You know, and several times until the Nixie finally was like, well, whatever. They played a game of chicken and the Nixie lost. And that's good. Yeah. If you're in a bad situation, don't be complacent. Don't become complacent and just be like, I'll just chill here. Sounds good. It sucks, but I'm fine. Don't do it. Or do. I'm not here to tell you what you do. No, I am. This is advice. So, here's my advice. Don't become complacent. If you ever want to change your situation, don't become complacent. And complacent is just kind of accepting what's going on. Just like, it sucks, but whatever. It's fine. I don't care. It's fine. It's not fine. I also, overanalyzing for a minute, they threw down a brush, a comb, and a mirror. And that was the biggest obstacles for the Nixie. Can we talk about pride and vanity for a second? Those are all objects symbolizing pride and vanity and outward appearance. And, I mean, the Nixie kidnapped 2 children to do her dirty work for her so she wouldn't have to. So, don't let pride and vanity get in the way like that. Like, flip it on the end. I don't know what to say. Except, don't play near wells. Don't do it. How many Grimm characters have fallen down a well? A lot. Just gonna leave it there. All right, my gremlins. Thank you for joining us for another happily ever after or not so happily ever after. That's up for you to decide. And what you decide is valid, because you're valid. You are. You're valid. Either way, this is the end for this episode. So tune in later and we can learn more and perhaps someday turn another page together.